What's up, guys? And today we're going to be talking about Sunset Music Festival. I'm going to give some tips, some tricks for you to enjoy your weekend. So let's dive into it. My first tip for you guys is to prepare for the heat. The Florida heat is no joke, and it is in full swing in May, where it might not be in other states. So please prepare for the heat accordingly. It is going to be hot during the day. If you're going to take any party favors or anything like that, I highly recommend you wait till the sun starts to set, so that way it cools off and you can be cooled off. It's just too dangerous to be doing that. Other than that, my recommendations are to hydrate and then eat great food. Recommend a great meal before if you can, or while you're at the festival, and then sunblock just to help you with, getting sunburn or something like that. This is tip number 2 coming at you. And what I'm going to recommend is that you dress comfy and accordingly, because again, this kind of goes in hand with the first one. It is super hot during SMF normally, so dress accordingly. For the guys, I think you're pretty much good in a bathing suit or shorts with or without a shirt, or a tank top. That's what I've done every year. I've also worn a shade hat a few years. Those are always fun. I'd recommend those absolutely, because if you can, it'll keep you from getting too sunburned. Now, for the ladies, I think most of your rave attire is probably going to be perfectly fine. You could still wear that. If you want to dress it up a little bit, maybe get a matching kimono or something to go over it. That's something that's light. Don't get too heavy with it, because again, it is super hot at the festival. And I promise you, you will not want to be that hot and sweaty, because it gets annoying with the Florida humidity. The last thing I'll say is prepare for the rain, because the rain has happened 2 of the 4 years that I've gone. So highly recommend either grabbing a dollar poncho at Walmart or bringing a raincoat and putting it in a locker of some nature, something just in case it rains, because more than likely with Florida weather, it might rain. All right, tip number 3 for you all, and this is actually a tip more than just a trick or something to do with the heat or anything. This is going to be about parking, okay? Parking at the festival is not too bad. There's a big parking lot that they have on the south side of the stadium. That is where the general parking is for everybody. You can park there. I've done it one year. It is more crowded than the other areas that you could park at. So if you take that, it might be $20, but you might get stuck in more traffic. So just be aware of that. And that's traffic going into the festival and leaving. And on top of that, you still have to walk around the stadium to even get to the festival. So it is a little bit of a hike. Where I'm going to recommend you guys park, however, is on the northeast side. It is on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And I parked in the Bucks facility, their training facility, or across the street from the training facility, because there was parking there. I did that 2 years in a row. It was about $20-$25, not too bad. And you still have a little bit of a walk, but it's not that big of a difference between the walk from the stadium's other side of the stadium and this walk. So if you can do that, I would do that. That's what I recommend. It is also a heck of a lot easier getting out of the parking lot when I was parking on the northeast side than I was on the south side. Tip number 4 for you all, and it's that you should try to explore the festival grounds. It is a kind of a smaller festival, so there's not much to see, but one of the main things that they have are these cool down tents that they call. One of them is a cool down tent where you can kind of walk through it, and they might have some DJs at it, but one of them they for sure have DJs at, and it's an actual cool down tent where you can hang out, listen to some music, and I highly recommend you go do that, just because it is so refreshing to go in there and sit in the air condition when it is blistering hot out and humid as can be, because Florida is reckless and with that heat. It just is. So I would recommend go to the cool down tent. I've actually, one year they had Trifecta there, and Trifecta threw it down. So many people came to see him that they actually had to close the stage down. So it's a cool little experience. They got it cooled down. Highly recommend you do that. 2, go sit under the shade tents. I, for one, like the shade tents. We've done it even at night. We've sat under them. They're kind of trippy. They've got some cool flow art to them and stuff. So highly recommend, if you can, go sit down under shade, vibe out to some music, relax. Those are all cool things. Then you go check out the stages. Even if you're not too into all the stages or the DJs at the stage, I think the Eclipse stage is really, really cool, especially if you can get under the overhang and in the middle. It's super cool to see the visuals above you, and the shade from that also helps out during the day. And then the sound is so much better underneath the horizon, or so much better underneath the Eclipse stage than it is being on the outside of it. Then, secondly, I never went and saw the house stage on any of the years I went, because I'm not that super into house, although I regret not going last year, because it looked like they really did it well last year. So go check out the house stage. It looked cool. If you don't like house, go check it out. And my last Sunset Music Festival tip is to actually go to the after parties. So I don't usually recommend this, but I'm from Tampa. I'm from Florida. So it's got a special place in my heart. I like this festival. The after parties have been pretty crazy the last 3 years. Winning big names from Millennium to like Seven Lions, playing at the local venue, which is the Ritz Ybor, and it's a pretty decent sized venue. They do seem to pack it in. If you get there super late, you might not get a close up spot, but it's so rare you get the opportunity to see a big name DJ in a close quarters environment, and you can get a nice close and personal set with them. So I highly recommend, if you can, to go to an after party. They're super cool. And if not, there's some venues around, or just go back to your hotel. Up to y'all, but that's my recommendations for a Sunset Music Festival. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you can, please like, subscribe so more people can see this, and I can keep doing these videos for y'all. Thank you so much. Bye.